But we want to break in because now NBC
Live
News
TV.
can project that Joe Biden wins the state of Missouri. He is the projected winner tonight. That is a major prize on the map. 68 delegates at stake in Missouri. Not, of course, the biggest prize tonight. That, of course, is in Michigan, where we were just talking with Dasha Burns. But the projected winner in Missouri, Joe Biden, not necessarily unexpected, but certainly something that it's one less thing to worry about if you're Joe Biden. Let's just put it that way.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.